go. 80. Quid ergo est. So, what then is it? What then? Quo looks like to where, tamen, usually nevertheless, yet or still, or I might say, is the accusator, is the nominative. So what is it then? In opia argumentorum configurate. So we'll take it as, to where has this accusator, the person bringing all these accusations, where has he fled to with his inopia or lack of arguments? Eos modi tempus erat. Of such a type, or such a way, where was the time, inquit, he says, ut that homines men vulgo impune occiderentur. So men were killed with impunity. Vulgo says this is like the commonplace way things were done in this tempus, in this time. Quare. Take it as one word. Therefore, hoc this, to you, propter multitudinem sicariorum, which are the assassins. So therefore you, propter, on account of the multitude of assassins, this is during the proscriptions, potwisti, you would have been able to facere, to do, hoc, this thing, ablative, with nulla negotio. Negotio is business or trouble, so with no trouble you would have been able to do this. Interdum. Sometimes, mihi videris, you seem to me, vocative, Euriki, which is Euricius, una mercande, with one payment or price, valet et sequi, you want to follow duas res, two matters. So, as the Loeb puts it, kill two birds with one stone. To profundere, more like to overflow the judiciary, us in this law court, autem, and moreover, to accuse eos ipsos, these people themselves, a quibus mercandem accipi, from which you have accepted or received a mercandem, some payment. Quiz A, what are you saying? Volgo occidebantur, that these people were killed volgo, which we've already had up here as the adverb for commonly or for everywhere. So I've set up synonyms. We've got mercs and mercomanium. Mercs means wares, as far as they're already wrought up as an article of trade, where mercomanium, in as far as they can become so, like materials of wares. The next synonym book. What are we looking for? Mercs. Here we go. Commodum's an advantage, a compendium's a savings, emolumentum is the opposite of detrimentum, fructus is of natural growth, lucrum is the opposite to damnum, and mercs is in by wages. And in this book of synonyms, mercs, merconium, and scutra. Mercs, generally in the plural, mercs were a commodity as the movable subject of traffic, mercomanium as a good commodity in general, the object of the traffic, and a scruta, old half-broken ware. Okay, and one more book of synonyms. We have mercator and negotiator go together, a mercatura and commercium go together, a mercatus nunde and nundatio, mercatus is a fair and nundes is the 9-day market, and mercs and pretim go together. Mercs, the wages or money allowed for work or service done, whereas pretium, the price given for a thing that's sold or bought. Okay, and I did have the adverb vulgo brought up here. Generally, universally, everywhere, publicly, in the multitude or in the crowd or in the world. So generally, universally, if you're wondering. Okay, so what are you saying? That they were killed as commonplace? Per quos and a quibus, through whom and by whom? Surely, he's talking to the judges and the jury, cogitas, well, it's singular, you think that you, adductum here, that you have been led into this court by the sectoribus, the people who have bought these confiscated goods, which happen in the prescriptions, which is where he's trying to fit this murder into. Nescimus, you don't think we, per ista tempore istum, reason is ista in eostem, it's neuter, so the neuter ista is going to have that, and this neuter is going to have it. So through this same time, ferry, it's the same as ferme, it means almost, that sectators, fuisi they were, of necks and of goods. So what he's saying is, during this time, don't you think that we know that these are almost Pharaoh, these are almost the same people who were cutting off the necks and seizing the goods, something like that it would be. 81. These people, identically, finally, qui who, tum then, dies and noctes, day and night, concursabat, it's like decursa, but they went about, roamed about, armatai, plural, they went about armed. Qui who, erant Roma, they were at Rome assiduously, which means continuously. Qui who, in all this time, omni tempore, were in preda, it's getting booty and robbing, and in sanguine versabantur, which comes from versor, the deponent, which means they lived or made a living in this time on their preda and in blood. So they killed people and took things. This is again during the prescriptions. 2 Sextus Roscius looks dative. Temporis ilius accabitatem, another qui, and inquictatem. So obiciant means they cast upon Sextus Roscio, or they chided him or reproached him with the bitterness, acerbitum, and the injustice, inequality of these times, double genitive, and ilem sicarorum multitude, and this multitude of assassins, in which ipsi themselves were dukes and principals, erant. This means the generals or the leaders and the leaders, so chiefs and leaders. Foray in the future. Butant, they think that they will, again, to incriminate him or cast accusations against him. So these people were right in charge of, during the prescriptions of killing people, and now you want to ascribe to Huic, Sextus Roscius, that he's now a criminal who killed his father, that sort of thing. Going on about Sextus Roscius again. Qui, who non modo not only was non fuit, locative at Rome, but omnino altogether, quid Romae agerator nescivit. But quid what at Rome was ageranting, was going on, he was nesciviting. He didn't know what was going on at Rome. Propteria, and besides, assiduous ruri quod fuit, so he was continually in the countryside, split by a clause here that says, quem ad modum tute confideris. As we know, tute is a strengthen of you. You confess this ad modum, to the limit, or at least you admit this sort of thing. So they were actually the criminals. They're trying to accuse Sextus Roscio. Not only was it Rome, didn't know what was going on at Rome, he was continually in the countryside, and they confess this. You confess this. 82. Viror, verb of fearing, nay, in order inverted. So I fear that either sim molestus vobis, that I may be troublesome, molestus of vobis to you, vocative, judges, jurymen, or, since it's still the verb of fearing, nay, in genes vestris vidia, or that I might seem, diffidera means distrustful of your in genus, where we get genus and character. So I fear that I might be causing trouble to you, or that I might seem to be distrustful of your character, maybe. If daytam perspicuous rebus, well, rebus takes the day. If it's comparative, if so perspicuous, or conspicuous maybe we'll say, concerning this matter, de rebus, detuius, another comparative, if much longer I shall disseram, which is but not do it too literal. Just make if he speaks eloquently, or if he speaks about it. Dissertations, in other words, come from that. But this matter seems so conspicuous to him that he shouldn't speak too much longer, is what he's saying. Iruki criminatio tota ut arbitro. As I see it, or as I think, tota, the whole of this incrimination of, or it's just talking to the guy, Eurychius, is dissolved, basically. It's he doesn't think there's any case there. Nisi, unless, forte by chance, expectus, you are waiting, With that, I shall diluere, clear up what there is, de peccato, concerning embezzlement, and de ius modo rebus, again de rebus, concerning the matter, ius modo, of this type. Unheard of to us is this devised concoction, a commenticus, which anti hoc tempus before this time albeit has been cast upon us and is nova, new. So there's possibly a new charge that he is, according to a footnote in the lobe, he has possibly held back some money from what was confiscated of his father. Quae mihi isti visus, which to me he seems to be, isti, to be declamering. These declamations, like I think Seneca the Elder and the guy starts with V, these are imaginary cases that they create, from another oration, from another speech, which in another defendant, reams a defendant, someone accused, has been commentarade, has been fictitiously made up for declamations. So it seems like this is just being added to the case. This is what it seems like to Cicero or Cicero. Ita, such is it, neque ad crimen parricide, neither to this charge or crime of parricide, and neither to him who is pleading his cause. Dicit in the legal course means pleading a case, and this doesn't seem pertinent to him who is pleading in this case. Looks like it's just created from another declamation for someone else, is what he's saying. De quibus, concerning which, quoniam sent, argue with verbo, he's arguing with his own word, he's creating this charge. Verbo, with this word, is satisest to negare it. Since it's relying only on his word, it's satisfactorily using a word to deny it. And sequit, if there's anything, est, quod which is reserved for his testis, for his witness, ibi quosque nos. We are also there we also are, as in ipsa causa, such as is the case itself, we are paratores, we are rather prepared, it's comparative, he will find, than what he putats, than what he thinks. He'll find us more prepared than what he thinks. 83. Venio nunc. I come now, eo, quo, to that place which me, non cupidatus, not with desire, ducats that leads me, but fides, his loyalty leads him, not desire. Nam, for, si, mihi liberatic accusere. For if to me I was free, libero, to accuse someone, I should accuse alias others, potius rather, from which ex quibus possem I am able, infinitive, to grow, crescere. As a lawyer, he would increase his reputation. Quod certum est non facere, which I am resolved, certum est, not to facere, not to do, dum while, utrum quis, whatever I like, whatever you like, licebit is allowed or permitted. So, he has the option of accusing someone else, but at the moment, he's certain, he's resolved not to do this. Is enim mihi vidita, for it seems mihi to me that he, nominative, is amplius, very honourable or very full, who, by his own virtue or valour, in ulterium locum pervenit, who reaches into a higher place, this would be on the rung of the cursus honorum, etc. And it's not a very long sentence at all. Okay, I'm going to take that out and put a comma. Okay, so it seems to me he who had become the most honourable by his own virtue had reached into our place, and not he qui who ascended through another's inconvenience and calamity. Should be most implicit, should have the highest honour. That makes more sense. Desinimus, we should decease. Taking the infinitive, scrutinising, this thing, aliquando is for time, for some time, actually, and we should scrutinise which sunt inania, and the empty charge, it looks like, so we should stop for a while and scrutinise those things which are the empty charges. I think that's probably the best way. Querimus, we should seek, ibi, there, ubi, where the maleficum both is and is able to be found. The et are correlatives mean, okay. So we should seek there where this maleficum, where this evil deed was done, where this crime is, and where it's able to be found. Yam intelegs. Now you'll understand. Okay. So, yam inteleges, vocative again, euryches. Now you shall understand certum accusation which multis suspicion coagitu. So it's going to be with many suspicions, it'll be argued for there to be a certain accusation to be proved, I'm guessing. Carmetzi, though, neither shall decam omnia, I won't speak everything or argue everything, and levita, or lightly, tangam, I shall touch on unum quid qui. On just one thing at a time, it looks like. Almost done. 4. Anum. For neither shall I facaram this, neither shall I do this, nisi except necessity es, as it had been necessary. And id this shall be sign or evidence with me unwilling, facere to do this. Quod non, I shall not pursue any further quam than to his salus, his safety, his client's safety, and his own mea fides and Cicero's loyalty demands to have the signs or the proof. And that's it for the day.